Hello, my name is Siggeir from the Sjorvaldar Vikings. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about farming in the Viking era and where they did it, how they did it, what they grew, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of people, when they think Vikings, they think, raiding and pillaging and killing and maiming, and that was part of their culture, yes, but one of the main reasons why they went on these raids was to fund their farming lands and to be able to find other lands that they could settle on that were more fertile in farming. Denmark and Sweden were the two most fertile lands in Scandinavia. Although they were fertile, they weren't as fertile and lush as the southern countries. Norway in itself was very desolate, very hard to grow things. Mostly the things that were grown were hardy vegetables like cabbages and carrots, onions, garlic, peas on occasion. It just depended on how they were able to cultivate the land. Now they had a lot of cattle, pigs, sheep, and poultry, and they used a lot of the scat from that to help fertilize what lands they did have, and that helped a lot of their farming. The most common thing that was planted there were more grains, wheat, barley, flax that was used to make linen, oats and rye that were used for bread making and beer making. Luckily, there were a lot of bees that helped pollinate the things that they did have, and with the bees also came a lot of honey. They used honey in a lot of different things for sweeteners. They made wine from honey, which was very popular for them back then. Most of the fruits that they got were wild harvested. There were berries. Lignan berries were a good source in Norway. You can still find them there today. Wild blackberries. There's apples that did grow up there. So they weren't without natural foods from the wilderness itself, but they always longed for cultivating lands to feed their families and feed the villages with. Now, a lot of these farmlands were built near running water, rivers, streams. A lot of them were built up on top of hills, and this gave them the opportunity to see if there were raiders coming or people coming to trade with them. To be up on high was a good thing to be able to make sure that their farmlands were well taken care of and protected. And some of them even which had on the ridges up above them signal fires, in case if something did happen, some raiding came, they could light the signal fires, and other close by villages of friends would come and help fend off whatever was coming towards them. It takes a village to make sure that everybody gets fed properly, and their full-time jobs were making sure that people were taken care of in the village properly. There was a lot of people pulling together to do things, and that's one of the reasons why I find the Viking culture so fascinating, is because it really did take a village to make things happen. So this is just a brief explanation of how they farmed. There's a lot more to it. I hope to see you guys soon to have a more in-depth conversation and to let you know how farming worked.